So one of the things that we've been looking at while we go away touring is having a shower cubicle. And it's not so much really for showers as somewhere to actually place some form of toilet. Just so that if we are wild camping, we've always got something available, and it's private, and obviously without going into too much detail, we don't have to do anything inside the Land Rover where space is tight, and well, we can imagine it's not ideal. So here we have it, the ARB Touring Shower awning, and I'm going to fit that on the right hand side of Alan and just take you through it now, see what we need to do. So the piece of trim that we need to remove is this carpeted bit here. It's just held on with screws, and I've spoken to Lewis at AW4 before, and he assures me it's fairly easy to come out. I'm just looking all the way along. It does seem to be the case. The ply guy stuff may get in the way a little bit here, which might make it a little bit awkward. But the first thing we've got to do is remove this the alarm sensor here, which I've been told that will just unclip with some tools. So we'll have a go with one of those. Let's see how we get on with that. So just using this trim removal tool. Oh, well, there you go. It's quite simple that. It's just on this plug here. So that's the alarm sensor away. So I'll just go and grab a screwdriver now and start taking these retaining screws out and see if we can remove this trim. So nothing's quite as straightforward as it ever seems, but the good old ply guys, this cabinet needed to come out. This right-sided cabinet, I'll try and show you here. It's just leaning up against the side of the landy at the moment. But the brilliant thing about this modular system is I think it's only removed like 5 or 6 screws, and this whole cabinet's come out, which has allowed me to remove the trim along the side here. And it's really good to know, because I've been thinking about fitting a reversing camera, and it's really nice the way that the electrics run through there, and I can get to them really easily. I think this as well, I could just take this rear quarter light ply off just here as well, and I'll get easy access. What I've done is I've put the pop top up, give myself a lot more room. But here we are, we've got access to where I need to put the bolts in, or in fact the nuts. The bolts will come from the other side, and so it's job done. When we first looked at this, I thought, oh, how is it going to be, how difficult is it going to be to remove this cabinet from the ply guys? But great stuff. Just a few screws, and not over, but out it came. So I'll come back to you once we put the template on the outside and how we're going to line everything up and drill into Alan, and make sure that we miss any of the fixtures here that AW4. So it's the bright sun today, which is fantastic, but just to make sure that we line it up so that we've got good space for the nuts on this side. See you in a minute. So due to these little brackets where the trim fixes to, I've had to move the template along. I'll just show you outside. So this is where I originally was going to put the holes. That's too close in behind the framework here, so I can't get to it, so I need to move them to here. And just as the law, Murphy's Law states, where I decided to put them direct centre, there's actually a bracket there, so I just had to move it slightly along, just about 30 mil to the right. But the awning has got a bit of play in it, because obviously it can slide, but you don't want to see the track appearing outside of the awning. So yeah, let's see how this goes. I think I'm just going to take the template off. I've leveled it all. Obviously the landy at the moment isn't sitting on level ground, but I've leveled it all with a straight edge. I think I'm just going to take the template off and put the holes in here before I put the center punch on to mark where they're going to go. So The template was on, and you can just see the 2 marks I've made with the center punch, and there's the 2 end ones here. I'm just going to get the level out and make sure that they are straight, and then we'll drill. So pilot holes drilled, all went well. We didn't hit anything behind, and just need to enlarge those now to 7mm for the M6 bolts. So there we go, all drilled out. I'm just going to get my deburring tool and take the burrs off, and then I've got a little bit of touch-up paint. I'm going to put the little bit of touch-up paint in through the holes, and we'll just let that dry. Quite a good little tool this, just used it from my aircraft days. Obviously I'll do this one-handed, but just take the burrs off nicely. Touch-up paint applied, just to fill up the holes. I'll just let that dry, and then with a little bit of help, maybe I have to offer it up and bolt her on. Well, I should have filmed that bit really, but what I did was I put the bolts through, and then I've just slid the awning along on its track. So I put the bolts through loosely, so you can see, and I just slid it along. I've only got myself here at the moment, so it was a little bit more tricky than having 2 people, but I managed to. Actually, it rested quite nicely on the door just here, just to get me going. So I'm just going to pop inside now and really tighten up the bolts, and we'll be able to have a look at the awning. Quite excited, really. So that's the bolts in and tightened up. There's no torque settings in the instructions, so I've gone fairly easy on these. I've got nylocks on, but bearing in mind it's only an aluminium rail behind it, I didn't want to over torque them, and of course it's very difficult to see as you're pulling them in, but I think that's pretty good, to be honest. I did have that little bit of foam on there as well, so I could feel it compressing against the side of the roof. So I think that's it. We just got to now reassemble the Ply Guys cabinet here, which is lying on its side, and then I'll take some more video of the awning being opened. There we go, trim and alarm sensor back on. I had to remove actually this end bit of the Ply Guys panelling here. Although I managed to get the trim off here, I'm not sure how I actually managed. I managed to do it by twisting it through an angle, because actually up in here it's very well fitted by Lewis at AW4 before. So I just took this rear panel off, this one here, and easy to get it back in then, and screwed it back on. So next thing is just to get the Ply Guys cabinets here that are leaning up against the side back on, and then I'll come back to you for the grand reveal. Last 2 screws. How easy was that? Right, so what I thought I'd show you now is actually how the awning works. Quite simple really. Unzip, couple of arms, it all drops down, and then you can put the roof on. So let me just show you how that works. Just a couple of Velcro straps. That releases. There's actually a couple of bars in here as well. Drop down. I'm going to show you. It's hard to frame this at the moment, but I'll show you what it looks like from the bottom. And you see there's 2 arms. One sits above the other. So you bring one arm out and then the other. And it clicks. Quite windy today. But as you can see, I'll just move the camera back a bit. You can see, and I'll show you around the bottom here, how it all sits into the shower tray. I'll just see if I can position the camera a little bit better. Let's show you how the roof comes across. Just on pegs here, and then slides across. And there's actually a nice feature in there. There's actually LED lights in there as well. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some weights and bring this back so it's easier to see what's going on. So as you can see, that's the awning up. A little bit breezy today. but let me just walk you around here, take you on the inside. I've just weighted it down. It's pretty cool actually. There's some good stuff in here, lots of places to hang things up, a couple of retaining straps, plenty of stuff for shower and anything else you need. And what I'll do now is I shall just do the roof. Then the roof just comes across here, clips onto the front. Again, really hard to do this just with one hand, but we'll see how we get on. The other side on. Again, just the Velcro straps to go around, and it's all secure. That's your roof on. As I said, it would be pegged down around the outside. That's the pegs are supplied. Small outlet pipe here if you're having a shower in that direct direction. This is where it will be pegged down.